East Tennessee Zone, WDVX, that's Christone Kingfish Ingram. Voodoo Charm from the upcoming release coming out September 26th, Hard Road. And so happy to say that we have Christone here in the studio with us. Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for being here with us today.
Well, thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
So you're in town tonight for a sold out show at the Bijou Theater, which is so exciting. And I guess we were just discussing it's been, I guess, a couple of years since you've been here.
Right, since October 2023.
Yeah. So that would have been just after you picked up a Grammy,
Right. Yeah.
which is so awesome. You have had a wild past 5 years.
Right. It's crazy. Since the release of my first record, Kingfish, everything has just been a whole whirlwind. So
And that kind of started. Okay, so I was putting together this timeline. So what, Kingfish came out in 2019?
2019.
That's right. And then COVID obviously came on right after that. Like what was that like? Because I know so many people felt like they were getting so much momentum in their careers, and then that just happened, and obviously that happened for you. Like what kind of experience did you have with that?
It was definitely a life changing experience as well to be just going and going and going and trying to get your feet off the ground with fans and wanting them to buy your music to just sitting at home for 2 years. It definitely took a toll on me mentally for sure. But what I'm grateful for is that we just didn't stop working completely. We did release music in that time and did interviews and stuff like that and kept in contact with certain people just to keep our face, out there. So yeah, it was kind of like a best of both worlds thing.
Did you connect with a lot of fans online at that point? Like, was it like people were
Definitely.
coming to you and building that fan base from there?
Definitely connecting with a lot of fans online because we were
Yeah.
doing like a lot of live shows and live streams and stuff like that. So
So then at that point, I guess you had started working on 662, which won the award for the Grammy for Best Contemporary Blues Album in 2022. Um, like, I just want you to tell me like what that whole experience was like going. I don't know. I just can't imagine coming out of COVID, being fast tracked into this like situation where it's your second full length album. You're here on the Grammy stage. Like, what did that feel like?
words really can't describe it. Sometimes I forget it even happened.
I totally
So
get that.
yeah. So like I said, 662. We really worked hard on the record. Uh, all of 2021 came out 22, and I'm just happy that that was the record to get that recognition because I put a lot of heart and soul into it. And talking about the things that I was going through during the COVID years. So.
Yeah, and you also made a lot of references to your childhood on that record, and I guess I just have to ask, what was it like? You've been playing music since you were very, very young and growing up in Clarksdale. Was there like a moment where it just all clicked? Like what was it? Like you were like, when did you start playing?
So I've always had an interest in music since age 3, being that my mom side of the family, all including her, all of my uncles and aunts and sing, play instruments in church. So I was around them before I even knew what the blues was, and I've always had an interest in it, but strayed away from it. So around age 8 was kind of the age that I knew that this is what I want to do. And when I got hired for my first gig, like at 11, that's playing bass. That's when I can't see myself doing nothing else. So yeah.
So who asked you to play? Or like, were you going out and finding the gig, or did somebody ask you to say, "Come play bass with us"?
What happened was one of my adopted uncles of the blues scene in Clarksdale is a guitar player named Big T. He took me to Red's Blues Club one night, one of my stomping ground places in Clarksdale, and I sat in with the band, and I want to say like months later, I end up officially being that band leader from that night, and he hired me. And I want to say for like maybe a couple, like 6 months, I was playing shows around the area with him, and that was the first band I got hired from.
So you talk about some of those songs on that record, like sneaking out of the house to um, play gigs. Were you doing that? Were you?
Not necessarily. I was sneaking out of the bed So the line is sneaking out of bed. I was sneaking out of bed to play my guitar.
Okay.
Not necessarily. That was a no no. Although I did do shows on school nights, but I didn't have to.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't have to sneak out. So yeah.
that's awesome. Is T the one that gave you the Kingfish moniker?
Say it again.
Is T the one that gave you the
Nah,
Kingfish
nah.
or how did
So
that come about?
so I had actually got the name before I had even started getting hired
Okay.
because I was enrolled in the Delta Blues Museum Arts and Education
Oh,
program.
cool.
So that's where I learned about the blues and how to play. So all of the teachers, one of the teachers, Bill Holloman at Perry, used to give all the kids nicknames, and we thought of them as stage names. So mine was Kingfish, and it was some old Amos and Andy stuff, and yeah, I didn't like it at first, and it ended up sticking, and yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, well, I do want to take a short little break here, and go ahead and play another track from the record. Um, Kingfish in town tonight at the Bijou Theater. It's sold out. We do have a pair of tickets to give away at the end of the interview, so stay tuned because it might be your only way getting to go see Christone at the Bijou tonight. But new record comes out September 26th, Hard Road, and the next song we're going to play is Bad Like Me. You want to talk a little bit about that before we go into
Sure,
it?
sure, sure. That was the one that my manager actually came to me about. With the foundation, and we got with one of my other producers, um, Nick Golston, and we put it together, recorded it in Memphis, and it came to be a dope song. I'm not a braggadocious person, but it's cool to do different stuff sometimes. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here it is. This is Christone Kingfish Ingram and Bad Like Me from the new record, Hard Road on East Tennessee's own WDVX. Coming back into it, I guess I would like to just focus a little bit more on the new record and kind of ask you. So you came, obviously for winning the Grammy off your last full length release. What was it like? Had you already started working on the new record at that point, or was it like you kind of started after that? I just wonder like what the opportunities were, like what the pressure was after winning that. Like how did you go into making this new release?
Well, there were some songs from the 662 sessions that we felt like we could have, you know, used to a broader, audience. So that was the plan for the next studio record to be a little more out there, than in the blues space. But I didn't really start working on it until 2023. So the album was like 3 or 4 years in the making. So cuts from the 662 sessions, plus sessions I've had in Nashville and LA during that time.
Okay. So did you, well, tell me just a little bit more, like where did you record it? Who produced it? Did you have multiple hands in on that?
Uh, Definitely all the Nashville sessions were done with Tom Hambridge, who's the producer that I normally worked with. I met him through Mr. Buddy Guy, so all of the bluesier, rockier cuts is him. Another producer that I worked with for all my R&B tracks is a young man by the name of Patrick Guitar Boy Hayes. Worked with Trey Songz and a host of R&B artists, and Nick Golston, who actually helped us out with the rock and roll song from 662. He's the one that did the other songs like Bad Like Me and Nothing But Your Love and whatnot.
Song, rock and roll always gets stuck in my head every time I hear it. When you said that, I just like smiled. It's like got such a great sound to it. Okay, well, anyways, we're not going to keep you for too much longer because I know you got to get back down the road at the Bijou Theater tonight. The new record comes out September 26th, Hard Road. You're going to be on the road a whole bunch.
Definitely.
You're going to be headed to Atlanta this weekend, but then you're on the road for the next several months. What's kind of coming up as you are preparing for this tour? And are there any anxieties about it? What are you excited about?
Of course, like I was telling someone the other night, I'm always nervous before I play, especially when we go to new cities, because you just never know. You just never know what what might happen. So my anxiety is always on 10. But hey, once I step on stage and see everybody's loving us, all that goes away. So I'm just ready for wherever the road brings us. It's always a story when we're on the road.
That's awesome. Well, we are excited to see where it goes. And it's ChristoneKingfishIngram.com to keep up with him, see where he's going to be. Go see him on the road if it's not sold out. If you're lucky, you'll see. Also, at Call Me Kingfish is all the social media
Right.
and all that good stuff. And they're going to be at the Bijou Theater tonight. Like I said, sold out. Look out for that new record coming out September 26th. I think that we're gonna close it out with one more song from the new record, and we're just so excited. We're so glad you took the time to stop by, and also excited to spin the record some more.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to introduce this last song before we go
Yeah,
out?
this is Nothing But Your Love. This is pretty much the start of my Kingfish's R&B journey. So
Yes.
that's all I'm gonna say. Shout out to Dylan Allman out of Nashville who brought us the song and let us write and tweak on it. And it came out to be something beautiful.
Awesome. I agree with you on that. Well, thanks for being here, and I'll play this song. I'm gonna get these guys out of here so they can get on down the road to sound check at the Bijou, and then we'll do a giveaway as we come out of this song. So just for you guys that are listening for that giveaway. Alrighty, thank you so much.
Thank
This
you.
is Christone Kingfish Ingram and Nothing But Your Love. You're tuned in to East Tennessee's own WDVX.